Have some fun today and eat some snacks.
Get it 2 times.
Hey, what's up? So it's the goddamn Corona crisis right now, and I am heading to the grocery store, probably behind the times, to pick up some like non-perishable things and like a couple groceries to prep just in case we end up quarantined. Let's go. Okay, made it all the way to the market, realized I don't have my wallet, but I just called and they accept Apple Pay, so we good. Let's get it. I got a bunch of stuff on my list, mostly because I should have gone grocery shopping like 2 weeks ago, and I did not. So there's a possibility that we may have to go to 2 stores just because this store is kind of like a boutique vegetable place, and the regular like staples usually are more expensive here, even though the vegetables are cheaper. So it's like 2 stores. Luckily, it's like a Kroger across the street, so we good. Okay, so first we got to be wiping this basket down because I am not trying to catch the Rona. We walked around. They had gloves in the store. It was pretty cool. A lot of people in there. I just came for the vegetables. Saw some kale, got some squash and all type of stuff. It's a really cool store. I always come there for my vegetables. I ended up at Kroger. Kroger is a completely different situation. Had to stock up on my non-perishables, and I'll explain everything I got in just a second. This tissue aisle, absolutely ridiculous. Nothing there on the shelves except some wipes, and I thought it was hilariously ghetto that like all of the ramen noodle packets was missing, but you know, should have called Kroger too. So end up getting all the way bagged and tagged. And somebody the whole mirror. The man say, "Oh, we actually only accept the Android Pay right now." I'm flustered, and I'm not close to my house, which means I got an interesting little trip ahead of me. But at the very least, I won't have to like refund all the items, nor will I have to wait in line when I come back. Okay, so after driving 30 minutes back to my house, eating because I was starving, taking a nap because I was sleepy, I am finally on my way back to Kroger. Hopefully they didn't put all my shit up. Ooh, I'm gonna cry if they did, because I do not feel like shopping again. I did really well, and I just feel like, please have all my stuff. In Jesus' name, amen. They gonna put all my stuff in this little ass basket for kids that you can't take out the store. So I ended up having to transfer all my stuff from this little tiny basket into this big basket so I could leave. Okay, so here's what I got. I got a loaf of bread, a bunch of frozen vegetables, several different packs, got some Brussels sprouts, a couple different blends. Yeah, lots of those. Then I got some canned corn, some canned green beans. Excuse me, move all this stuff out the way. I got some celery, some sweet potatoes, an eggplant, which is really big. I got a couple things of pasta, some macaroni noodles, and then some pot-sized spaghetti noodles. And then I already had like some pasta in the cabinet already too. Crunchy peanut butter, which I just discovered I love. Some brown rice. Some lentils. Some chickpeas that are dry. I bought some soy milk, not because I plan on drinking cereal, but I bake too, so I want some cupcakes. That's what that's for. I got a couple cans of pasta sauce, cannellini beans, some more chickpeas because chickpeas, some great northern beans, some kidney beans, some black beans. Need those. I bought a bunch of canned tomatoes, so I got crushed tomatoes, diced tomatoes, in several sizes. Don't judge me. But I plan on making a bunch of different stuff with them. So I got some like chili ideas. I'll show you the recipe ideas I have in a second. A bunch of veggie broth. A necessity. She makes so many different things with it. Needed those for sure. I bought a spaghetti squash, which I have actually never made before, but my godmom is a chef and she was like, oh yeah, you should buy a spaghetti squash. And so now I have to call her back because I don't remember what she said to do with it, but you know, a bag of carrots, pickles. Quick note about the pickles. The guy told me that they are better than cucumbers, so I said I would try them. I got a couple mangoes, a bunch of kale, 2 bunches actually, 2 big bunches, some zucchini, and some berry green bananas. The plan is to use them later in like my oatmeal, and I might make a banana bread, so I want to use them later, so I got them so green. I also got peppers and a tomato, a pack of mushrooms. And yeah, that's it. At least for this trip. Bunch of things. I can make a couple different ideas. So now we got to clean the veggies. I normally do like warm water and white vinegar. The recipe for the wash is like 3 to 1. 3 parts water to 1 part vinegar. I probably ain't put enough vinegar in there, but you know, I left them in there long enough, I think. They clean. Just make sure you do yours right, okay? So, once you got enough water and vinegar in the thing, you just submerge your veggies. Clearly, it wasn't enough water, so we turning her back on. You want to make sure it's enough water to actually cover the vegetables. And I just kind of put everything all in there at once. Those are those pickles. I'm trying to decide what I even want to make to eat them with, but I couldn't resist grabbing them after the man said they like heartier cucumbers. That bag was giving me the flux. But I'm a champion. I persevered. Not gonna stop me from doing what I'm trying to do. Okay. So you just put them all in. Take off the stickers. Because once they get wet, it's really hard to get them off. And it's hard to get that residue off too. Please take the stickers off your produce before you wash it. Because otherwise that spot under the sticker is not getting clean. So now you just got one spot of germs and it's like Russian roulette trying to figure out which spot it was that's contaminated. Okay, cool. So I got them all in there. I swirl them around, especially that celery, to like get the dirt from between the stalks, and let them sit for a while, like 10 minutes at least. I think I ended up letting them sit for longer because I forgot about some kale I had in the fridge. But my refrigerator stays really, really cold, like almost too cold, to where I've actually had this kale for a few weeks. And not all of it was bad, so you see me sorting through before I throw it in the bowl. But I'm going to use this in my lentil soup that I'm making a little later on in the video. So I sorted through this, same thing, water, vinegar, let it sit. Ooh, has some straggler mangoes. So once I got done letting them sit for however long, because I low-key forgot about them, took everything out of the water. I put some paper towel in my dish rack and let them drain for quite some time. Especially the kale, because I ain't want it to smell like vinegar or whatever. Okay, so you probably like, all right, T, we done bought all this stuff. What the hell do I make with it? I got you. Gotta start with the most basic of basics, a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I like strawberry preserves and crunchy peanut butter. Throw it on some bread and boom, sandwich. Next, a little veggie spaghetti. So I have like a pasta, some stir-fry vegetables. Get those anywhere. Italian seasoning, onion powder, garlic salt, tomato sauce, and everything. Mix it up, cook it. Spaghetti. This next one is one of my go-tos regardless, and it is tuna salad. So you take some garbanzo beans or chickpeas, whatever you call them, some relish, some veganese, some nutritional yeast. I like mustard in mine, onion for sure, and of course your seasonings. Boom. Mash up the chickpeas, add your chopped onion, your seasonings. You could add some nori or seaweed here too to make it a little more fishy, but boom, easy as pie. Up next, ingredients for vegan chili. Really easy. You got your crushed tomatoes and your small diced tomatoes. I use both cans. Mushrooms, carrots, onions. We got celery, some kale, some peppers, garlic for sure. Gotta have that. I like this pre-minced, boy, because I hate cutting up stuff. Black beans, white beans, and kidney beans. And of course, all the seasonings in the world. Do it however you want to do it. And that is it. You can also add some chickpeas or some lentils to make it more filling. But yeah, vegan chili. Oh, you can also add sweet potatoes if you like. I do it sometimes, depending on my mood. And for option number 5, we're going to make lentil soup. And I am actually going to show you how to make this. So you need olive oil, you need some lentils, an onion, garlic, diced tomatoes, a small can, 14 ounces, carrots, cumin, smoked paprika. I have adobo that's naked, but it's adobo. I love this McCormick Sriracha Seasoning. We got onion powder, garlic powder, and slap your mama, of course. You might not need the adobo, but just in case. Got a couple boxes of veggie broth, kale, and celery. So let's get to it. Okay, so first we gotta cut up everything. Start by cutting up your celery. I like to dice mine in little pieces, but clearly I don't know how to dice, so this is what's happening. I am not a chef, but you get it all cut up and set it to the side. Next up is our entire onion. I normally am better at cutting onions than this, but for some reason on this day, that onion got me. She also acted like she was trying to sprout a little bit, so that could be the reason for my struggle. But the goal was to get it all minced up. But when I tell you this onion was the struggle, she was. I mean, look at me. Struggling. Bad. So finally, I got to the damn carrots. So it's supposed to be about 2 medium carrots, which is like 6 to 8 baby carrots. Just chop them up into little slices. That's what I felt like doing. You could also buy like the pre-sliced carrots and just throw in a handful of them. Easy peasy. Then the kale, cut it into strips or just smaller pieces. You don't want big old hunks of kale in your soup, child. Put those in the bowl too. Okay, so this recipe calls for 2 cups of lentils, which have to be sorted and rinsed before you can use them. So I usually put my lentils in the cup measure, measure them all out first, and then I sort. But you could also sort as you go. So now I'm looking stupid because I forgot I had to sort them. So I'm putting them back in the cup measure and picking out all the ugly ones. Pretty much. Obviously, I needed to rethink my strategy. So once I got back to the drawing board, I decided to use a big cup measure to pour all the lentils in and then sort them via the little cup measure. So pouring a little bit at a time into my small cup measure and picking out all the ones that I felt were far too ugly to participate in my lentil soup. All the wrinkly ones, the broken ones, the dark ones, that's what I picked out. And now that everything is all prepped, it's time to cook. Start with some olive oil in the bottom of a big pot and add the carrots, onions, and celery. And you cook them till they get soft. I forgot to show you, but I also added about 4 cloves of minced garlic in here too, and stir it all up. Try not to let it get too brown. Next, we add in the tomatoes after the onions are kind of translucent. Then we add our veggie broth. The recipe calls for 6 cups. So it was a big pot. This lasted me. Next, we add in our lentils. Get them all in there, and these are after they've been rinsed. And now it's seasoning time. Add our cumin, our paprika. Now, onion powder, I just add into the ancestors tell me to stop. Okay, so just sprinkle to your heart's content. Yeah, that's enough. Then we add this nameless ass Adobo seasoning. I have no idea what brand it is or barely remember where I got it from. But again, sprinkle to your heart's content. I use it like salt, and often instead of like sea salt, just sprinkle, child. And I have a problem. I love everything spicy, so I added some Sriracha seasoning as well. You could use cayenne pepper, red pepper flakes, whatever, or you could leave it out altogether. Just taste it, you know? Just taste it. Okay, so after about 30 minutes, you want to add your kale to the pot. I want to say this was about 2 cups. Stir it all up and then let it simmer some more, maybe a good 10 minutes or just until the kale is really tender. And after that, it should look like this. It should have thickened up, the lentils should be soft, the kale should be tender, and your vegetables should be cooked all the way through. Then it's time to eat it. I would have done this part like live action, but I had to narrate it because there was a whole bunch going on in my background. So yeah, this is only my second time. I love lentil soup, but this is probably only my second time making it from scratch, and baby, it was good. The only thing I think it needed was some fresh ground pepper, but I put fresh ground pepper on everything. So yeah, let me know if you try it down in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I will talk to you again on my next video. I holla.